Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Can you type it in there? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So happy new year for the lunar year, okay, for everyone. So we did not have a seminar last week because of Chinese New Year. So how do we greet in Chinese? It's Gong Hei Fa Choi, right? Gong Hei Fa Choi. Today is actually this whole week has been very fast and very exciting for a lot of traders because there are lots of announcement that had happened in the global scene that is actually very critical for trades of a lot of people. And I guess it's important that we get to know and understand things well on stimulus, on what's going to happen and what to expect in the future for well, easily maneuvering markets well. So can you see the screen, guys? Yes, can you type number one if everyone can see the screen right now? So our topic for today will be shifting towards what's happening in the global scene. And officially, let's start our seminar. Again, welcome to Vertex and welcome to DuPoint Market. So many thanks to DuPoint team for providing this free webinar for everyone. We are going to conduct this on a weekly scale for everybody to be prepared and get to know the latest updates on the market and how to navigate the markets well. But first things first, let's try to read our risk disclaimer because our risk disclaimer is just telling us that any information that you will be learning from our webinar is for educational purposes. And this is prepared to you guys by the marketing team of the whole DuPoint Markets to help and guide you guys with your trading. Okay. And trading involves significant amount of risks. Any past performances from the whole week, from the whole weeks, is not actually indicative for your future results. So please evaluate every single thing. All the learnings that you will be taking from me, take it with a grain of salt. Consult your life for you guys to test everything out as we go along. So again, my name is FQ Farnasio. I am a licensed CTA, a certified technical analyst by the Society of Technical Analysts, and the PFME by the Financial Educators Association. So this is what I want everybody to understand and sink in with yourselves, that we are all a student of the market. So student, can you type it in there, guys? Student. You guys are here right now in the webinar because we want to learn. We want to increase our potential of maneuvering and trading the markets on how we will become what, a decent trader, a master of fundamentals, a master technician, and also a risk manager. Because it's not all about technicals, it's not all about fundamentals. Take note, for a pillar to actually stand up, okay, we have a tripod. Even if you have a good fundamentals, you have a good technical analysis, but if you don't have the proper risk management or mindset to actually trade, go about and trade, if you're gonna stand it up without risk management, the pillar will fall. Okay, that is what I want to impart with everybody. So my advice for everyone is to continuously take down notes and try to understand and absorb every single thing. So again,
DuPoint, the
DuPoint
one-stop trading
Markets.
platform for commodities, indices, and currency pairs. DuPoint, the one-stop trading platform for commodities, indices, and currency
So my
pairs.
advice, or do check their platform up. So DuPoint Markets, if you want to sign up with their platform and broker, we have a QR code in the screen right now. You can scan it up and create an account under DuPoint Markets. So let's have a little backtrack about what happened for the whole week. Actually, it's just today is just Tuesday. It happened. The announcements happened over the weekend, and backtrack. It's all about tariffs. Can you type it in there, guys? Tariffs. Tariffs. Let's try to get to know and understand how tariffs work. What are the implications? Will it work? And what are the future and potential effects that it might lead to. But before anything else, let's try to backtrack everything. What will be the effects or the pendulum effects that might happen with currency pairs, with stocks, with indices and all, because we have some index traders here. Sir Hendrich is an index trader as well. We have some forex traders here. Try to sink it into your system that this is the fundamental aspect of trading that we need to take note of. Okay? And from the whole seminars that we just conducted from the previous weeks, actually we have been telling or voicing out the effects of Trump, right? Can you type in there, guys, Trump? And actually, in our Discord server, we also had some news impacts in our server pertaining to what will happen to tariffs, what's happening to the whole economy with OPEC and all. Let's discuss all those things because last week, 2020, January 24, Trump is calling for lower interest rates, yes, potential economic shift, but actually we discussed from our sessions that actually it's not only about Trump that is leading the market from the whole week last week. Actually, Trump strengthened the potential of it. And let's try to visit first a couple of trades of our students. So they had a short with Euro USD, they had a short with GBP USD, and short with NZD USD. So why did they take these trades and what are the reasons? Okay, can you type number 1 if you guys are ready? So let's try to understand first the fundamental aspect or the technical aspect first before we go to the trade idea on how we'll be trading it. Generally speaking, if we view the chart, obviously it is in a clear downtrend. Can you type it in there, guys? Downtrend. Downtrend. Why? In our system, we utilize the moving average to identify a downtrend. We use 3 moving averages, the red color one, the pink color one, and the blue color one. That signifies us that it is in a clear trend going down. Actually, we discussed this in our server yesterday with Sir Zaldi Villalobos. Sir Zaldi, hey, that if you see this formation in the chart, it will tell us that it is in a clear downtrend and that markets are also shifting coming from a sideways towards a general downtrend. Now, this context and understanding should also lead us to a trade idea that the market is, okay, should not be traded on a strong long idea. Instead, it should be treated still as a clear downtrend. Why? Because there is no sign of clear reversal yet from the market. Even if we view it in a standpoint or in a view of the market on a weekly scale, actually it's still showing us a very strong sign of a clear sideways to downtrend breakdown. So technically, it is actually just a retest of the whole sideways price action. Okay, the whole sideways price action plus a moving average 20 that is also acting as a resistance. So with that, it should give us that macro overview perspective that it is still not inside or it did not still came back inside of the previous trend. That the trend is still defined kasi after we saw that there is a clear breakdown from this demarcation, we saw in the market that it created a new low. Okay, a new low that actually reacted towards this parallel Darvas or parallel support over there, right? That parallel support on the weekly scale. But we cannot discount the idea right after it creating a support idea that there is still the previous resistance that is now becoming the previous support This is the previous support of the sideways price action that is now creating a what we call role reversal. Can you type it in there, guys? Role reversal. A role reversal. A role reversal is a term that should tell you the previous role of the price action is a support. Okay? That it is a support, but since the support is now broken and it is being retested, the price action will test it. The price action should be testing it and will tell us if it is now a resistance, or is it confirming that it is still a support towards the market? If it is still support towards the market, we should have seen this action that was created by the pair. But instead, this is the action that last week gave us the idea that the market is still poised towards the downside. Coming from the macro perspective angle, on a viewpoint and the understanding of role reversal, the previous role is a retest to validate that idea. Plus, considering another aspect of the market, looking it on a daily perspective scale and on the weekly scale, moving averages. Can you type it in there, guys? Moving averages. MAs. Right? Moving averages not only tell us the idea of trends, which was discussed with Sir Zaldi's batch in our program. Moving averages just not its role is not only to be identified as trend identifications, but also it's one of its role is to actually become support and or resistances as well. Support and resistance. That is the other role of moving averages. Since we have other roles like support and resistance with moving averages trails, we have the trends, how fast the moving average is or the trend is. This role of the moving averages on a weekly chart, we saw that there is an MA20 that the price is actually retesting. Okay? It is on the top of price, making it a resistance for the price. Plus the idea of the role reversal adding additional more bias to the context that there is a strong conviction that it might still resist. You got the idea, everyone? Can you type number 2 if you're getting the idea? Now, we are reviewing it on a macro scale. Let's try to look at some signs to validate the hypothesis that it is, okay, yeah, we know that it might be an assumed resistance, but what can be that possible idea that could lead me to a trade idea that it is now, that it is resisting? Okay? You got the idea, guys? You can see tradable context or it will tell you the idea. But the tradable idea can be seen, or the validation of the idea can be seen on the micro perspective scale. Like for instance, in this scale, I guess it's pretty obvious. Yes, you saw that this is an uptrend, correct? Is it an uptrend? Yes, it is an uptrend. But as we see, as we know, or as we see in the chart, I mean, looking at the price action alone, it's telling us that there is a structural change. It's from where it was. And that on a weekly perspective scale, this is the level of the MA20. This is the level of the moving average 50 as well. And it's validating the structural change, or what we call in our context, in our server, we call it the trend shift. This is the point wherein it told us that the idea of it now finally resisting is happening because it's happening on the micro perspective scale. Can you type it in there, guys? Validation. The validation of the idea can be seen where it can be seen on the micro perspective scale. Am I clear, everyone? Yes? You get the idea? So this is how we generated that trade idea. Not to mention, okay, not to mention looking into the fundamental aspect. Because, okay, the technical aspect is actually seen or will be your bias for entry. Can you type it in there, guys? Entry. It should be your bias for potential entry. The fundamental aspect should also be your guide to where the potential direction will go. Okay? Now, the fundamental aspect from last week, actually, we discussed it in our server with our graduates that for the whole of last week, actually, ECB and BOE, ECB, European Central Banks, Bank of England. Actually, do you guys know that they just announced that they will be having a rate cut trade idea with their interest rates? And a rate cut interest rate will tell us that, okay, a rate cut in the Eurozone because the German economy is now on a full-blown crisis. The only way to spare or save the German economy is that the central banks will intervene. That intervention that they will be doing is to save the whole economy from crisis is that they have to lower down their interest rate, making or having an effect of a currency depreciation. You got the idea, guys? When a currency is depreciating, let's say, for example, the ECB, the effect of the ECB is towards Europe and GBP, right? The effect of the ECB is a rate cut and their currency will definitely depreciate. If we get back from our previous module with our base and quote, can you type it in there, guys? Base and quote idea. Base and quote idea. You are trying to use the European currency to purchase a dollar. So basically, since the currency of the European currency is weaker than the dollar, you can only have a little dollar in that exchange, making prices go down. So it added more potential or it sparked more potential towards the downside. But that was our analysis from the previous week. We did not have that announcement yet of Trump on tariffs, but as expected, we had data from our previous session already. Sessions in DuPont, you can freely search it up in our social media or in Vertex in our news channel that the effects of Trump and tariffs will be a negative effect towards other countries. And also, it will also become inflationary towards the dollar. So, I guess it already gave us that trade idea of a short, right? You got the idea, guys? Yes. Can you type it in there, guys? Short. Shorting. Okay. Now, this is what happened for the whole week. And a lot of markets have took a toll because of Donald Trump. Canadian or Canada, USD CAD rose up abruptly because of it. Let's try to look at it. GBP, Euro, they created a gap down. AUD gap down as well. NZD gap down as well. USD CAD also a gap open and all. Well, on objective, at least we had that objective from last week already. Coming from last week trade idea, it's already a 250 pip idea, right? That 250 pips, if you have a lot size one with 250 pips, that's already $2,500. If you know what I mean, right? So objective also plays a big role in your trading with how you will be executing this trade. Now, take note, any past performances is not indicative like what I've said. Now, what we are going to review is what will happen next. Can you type it in there, guys? Next. What will happen next? That's what's important moving forward. So that happened because of Trump. It strengthened the potential. Now what next? Because of Trump very much vocal about what he wants to happen. Now, quick question is that, will it work? Okay, and what will be the effect towards currency? Actually, the topic for today was supposed to be getting back to basics and the fundamental aspects that we need to undertake for us to ensure our profitability in the market. But I guess it's much more timely to discuss about the whole stimulus effect, right? You got the idea, guys? Is it okay, guys, that I shifted the topic for this whole week towards this more timely so that you can have that idea generation on what's about to happen? Will it be good for the currency? Will it be negative towards the currency? So we visited the chart a while ago with NZD, with Euro. Let's try to visit some other charts as well. Let's try to visit GBP USD as well. It's the same idea and context on how we traded the idea of GBP. I guess it's pretty obvious already on why we created or why we generated a short trade idea, the moving averages, acting as resistance as well, right? It just happens it created a gap down. It was not as smooth as what we want to, but the gap down increased the potential of an objective trading, right? With that specific objective, you can easily take profit on next key parallel Darvases or key pivot points in the market like this one or the next one if it goes lower around this level, right? Also with NZD USD, one trade of our student, actually it's the same thing. If it gaps down, it gapped down below, it went down below NZD USD. I mean, that is already a 1,150 pips drop, right? With that 150 pips na drop, I guess, I mean, if you're a trader, objective also plays a big part or role on your profitability. Why? What do I mean by that? Objective plays a big role to your profitability. Yes, you've earned already 150 pips. Are you, I mean, if I am to ask you right now, let's say, Sir Hendrich, if I am to ask you right now, with that 150 pips that you gain, for example, because you shorted the market, because you know the stimulus, you know the trend, you know what will happen in the future, are you willing to give back that 180 pips and still hold your position even if the pair rose up? Are you still willing to hold it that much, bringing it back to 40 pips na lang, Sir Hendrich? Right? I guess the answer is no. Right, everyone? The answer is no. I mean, this is what we call in our language piranha. Okay? Can you type it in there, guys? Piranha. Piranha. You know what piranhas are? Yes? In our language, we call this piranha. Naging bato pa. Don't make it into a stone. It's money already. A pera in Filipino, it's money. I mean, don't make it turn into stone. Make sure that you already gained 150 pips. I mean, 100 pips should be yours already. Learn to take profit objectively. That is how we will be securing objectively and growing exponentially properly our money. Okay, you got the idea? Are we on the same page, everyone? Can you type number 1 if you guys are learning? Okay. Now, like what I always say, technicals plays a big role. And everything that I have been sharing since a while ago, it all started with how basic contexts are. Okay, how basic contexts are. It's important that, yes, we know how technicals work and align it with the fundamental aspects. But do you know, as a topic that we had yesterday in our server with Sir Zaldi, trends also play a big role to making sure that you are not deviating with the latest. Can you type it in there, guys? Latest. Latest. I want to see you type latest, everyone. So latest, right? Because the latest usually, let's say for example, you have the latest trends of attire, right? Most of the time as human beings, we want us updated to what the latest outfit is or latest gadgets and all. I mean, to be aligned with the going trend, right? Trends will be your guide in trading to make sure that, I mean, your money will be safe. What's the reason, or what do I mean by this one? For example, you know, from our topic, or from my discussion a while ago, you know to yourself, or we know to ourselves, that euro is in a strong downtrend perspective scale. Should you be fighting the trend that it is in a downtrend, or should you be telling yourself that okay, euro right now is in in, what do we call this, overbought position, right? Euro right now is in an overbought position. I have to make sure to buy this position. For me to capitalize on this, it might reverse. A lot of traders, I see a lot of traders trying to reverse the market, fighting off trends. I mean, that will be harder for you. Why? Because trends is accompanied also by liquidity. Trends is accompanied by demand and supply. I mean, that's why market keeps on pushing towards a specific trend, because people see it, or even companies see it, that this is the right direction. If this is the right direction, do you want to get stampede by price that easily? That you get run over by price. A lot of traders try to fight it that way because they want to be genius. Can you type it in there, guys? They want to be a genius. That very feeling of telling yourself, oh, I caught the bottom, I caught the top, right? I caught the bottom, I caught the top. Uh, I am the best trader out there because I caught the top. At hello. Don't be that guy, please. Because like what I always say, I mean, we have to be reactive to the market. With what the market wants, with what the market will tell us, we react to it. We never should be assuming with things like that. Okay, you got the idea, everyone? Yes, can you type number 1 if you got the idea? Don't be a genius. Don't be a genius. Instead, react and go alongside trends. Because trends are very, very important. And okay, as trends are important, it will tell us that direction of the market. Because I believe we have some students here also. I mean, it's easier to trade markets on a clear uptrend, clear downtrend, correct? And we use a lot of tools like moving averages. You can use it for identifying of trends. So MAs in identification of trends. You can use price action in identification of trends as well, because in price action, we have series of higher highs and higher lows. Yes, this is an old context and structure, but like I said, this is the most basic of the most basic ones. You have to embrace how basic is, because it's working. Okay? Basically, it's working, and it is generally accepted by not only one people or one person, but as a whole. And demand and supply works alongside with trends. Make sure that you are part of it, or get eaten alive by the market. Okay? So, be alongside that direction. So, direction is key. Okay? You got the idea, guys? Yes? Actually, it's the same thing as well. With even with BTC, right? Before, I mean, even BTC is telling us, okay, for argument's sake, okay, BTC, it is, why did it reverse like this? Well, probably because there are some indicators that is telling us that it is now on a multiple divergence, okay, and a double top formation over there. But like I said, we have to be reactive to the market. Okay, you can become a genius by playing divergences, but there are easier plays and much bigger yields with trends. A lot of people are over engrossed with divergences, whereas trends will be that easiest way to capitalize on and make money on. Okay, you got the idea? So again, many thanks to DuPoint Markets
DuPoint, the
for
one-stop
providing our
trading
seminar
platform for
this
commodities,
afternoon.
indices, and currency pairs. DuPoint, the one-stop trading platform for commodities, indices, and currency
So should you
pairs.
wish to sign up with their platform, they have a really good platform and fast platform, especially the withdrawals. A lot of people have been telling us that their withdrawals, they're even acting on it and having withdrawals on weekends. So it's one of the biggest perks, and very fast withdrawals in just less than a minute and all, or in a minute, your money comes to you right up. So very good do point for having those perks for your clients. Now, let's try to navigate opportunities ahead, which actually is very critical for the upcoming whole week. As we all know, we had an unexpected gap downs and gap opens in the market. Probably it's because of of this guy, right? So we have to prepare. My advice is to stay updated with what he's telling us, what he's telling everyone, and to take note on what are the potential effects, good or bad, given that you are trading this currency against this one. Take note of that one. And that our week ahead, we have a ton of big impacts upcoming. We have the JOLTS job opening, employment numbers, and non-farm payroll. Actually, it will be very critical and very important that we know this data, that it's coming today, the JOLTS data, tonight at 11 p.m. It will be very fast. And this JOLTS data will play a big role on what the Federal Reserve will be doing. Are they still in a hawkish stance? Okay. Hawk stance, or are they now on a dovish stance for the market? Now, probably let's discuss this a little more on the upcoming seminars that we will be providing. But these opportunities that Trump just announced, it actually is a pendulum effect to consumers. It actually signals an extended crisis to other economies which are really concerned, primarily in Canada. We have also in Mexico and in China. Siguro, one of your biggest questions, what will be the effects of these tariffs towards this currency that I am playing? Can you type it in there, guys? What? But before anything, okay, I want to discuss about tariffs first. Can you type it in there, guys? Tariffs. And I've been asking this question since we started. Will it work? Actually, tariffs was introduced way back 19th century in the US. It is actually their trade policy, okay, trade policy of the government that is supposed to help income tax going down to zero. So we have this called income tax going down to zero. I mean, it all makes sense, but come to think of it, it all makes sense in an economic sense, but come to think of it, right now, the whole economy is different from the 19th century. Would you agree? Right? Right now, our economy or economies right now, it's much more faster than the 19th century. People in the 19th century are used to cheaper goods, right? And growth still is popping up during that time. In a sense, yes, tariffs can basically reduce what? Purchasing power of people. Why is this? So, tariffs in terms, actually, it is the government's economic tool to what we call this? It's actually the government's economic tool to regulate the economy as well. But will it be good towards the US or not? We discussed this in one of our live seminars before in our server that let's say for example, importers, because tariffs, okay, tariffs are imported goods, right? But do you know who pays the tariffs? Yes, do you know who pays the tariffs? It's actually the domestic companies. Okay, domestic companies that pays the tariffs. When I say domestic companies, of those companies that are from the other countries, they pay for that tariffs to import goods inside of the US that does business. But like I said, okay, the domestic imports it, but what will be the effect towards the economy? Let me illustrate or tell you a little story about what we call um, import substitution industrialization. Okay? With that term, import substitution industrialization, we have price. Let's change the color to color red again. We have price. Okay, price. Wait, let's try to make it bigger. Okay, price. So we have price over there. And we have this chart that we will be illustrating. So we have here the domestic products. Domestic products. Okay, or domestic production. Meaning locally produced products. And we have here import production. Import. Oh, IP. Let's put it at IP. With importation and domestics, these actually are the products that are going around the country. Correct, guys? These are the finished goods that people tend to buy, right? You got the idea? Now, we have price and or quantity over here. With price and quantity over here, I mean, with tariffs, with this is the regular price of domestic products and or tariffs. So pre-tariff, the price is at par with each other. Okay? But right after tariffs, it is an additional expense of the importers. Okay? It is an additional expense of the importers making the tariff price. Okay? Making the tariff price. Tariff price. I'll make it to TP. This one will actually contribute to what? Both domestic products and imported products will actually contribute to domestic supplies. Okay, many supplies in the country, but it will also contribute to domestic demand. Domestic demand. Lowering of domestic demand because of it. Why? What's the rationale behind this? With this import substitution industrialization, okay, prices are getting higher or being higher than the regular price. It actually will be reflecting in CPI numbers. What is the CPI again? CPI numbers are what we call the inflation numbers. It will also have a chain reaction towards the employment numbers. Will play a big role on how the central banks will be, releasing their tone. Is it still hawkish or is it still dovish in a stance? Now, like I said, if we increase prices of tariffs with products and all, who suffers actually with prices? Is the company importing the product the one who's suffering? I mean, will a regular company, let's say for example, company A is importing this product of washing machines from the UK or from Canada, for example, will they retain their prices of washing machines being sold to US? Or, okay, I'm not gonna incur additional costs again, with the tariffs, with my expenses because of the tariffs. Instead, what I'll be doing is to impose that additional cost towards consumers. You got the idea, guys? Yes. So the after effect of this one, it will actually become more inflationary towards the economy. Well, if it is actually that inflationary against the economy, these tariffs, in the long run, will something suffer also? Or I mean, will there be another suffering that might happen also? It might pop? Yes, actually, it can also take a toll with regards to employment numbers. Why? Because rising prices actually, I mean, companies can production with their production of materials, even steel actually rises because of that one. With products rising, the demand of people having a lower demand of their product, they are not to depreciate the value of their products. Actually, it is always the employment sector that suffers. Why? The only way to cost cut with all those expenses, unnecessary expenses of a company, instead of you depreciating the value of your product since it costs more to produce right now, I will have a return from my investment from my product. The only way to cut cost is to I'll just fire people up. I'll just um take a toll on employment to make sense on the effect of these tariffs. Like I said, this is taking a toll on employment. And yeah, additional employment can also prosper with this tariffs effect because of competition. But that was like 2019 ago. Wherein 2019, 19th century, everything was slow, right? There is slow transportation, very slow communication way back. I mean, we have very simple products in the 19th century. We have very cheap domestic labor before. It's good for employment. It's good for the growing economy. But right now, on the 21st century, it's far different. It's a different story from the 19th century. That is why what I want you guys to understand and play it in your mind, the good and bad points of this and how will it affect the currency. Try to understand it in that scale. Right now in the 21st century, we have a fast-paced economy, fast transport, fast communications. We have very complex products. A very expensive domestic labor as well, right? I mean, with it, what do you think is better for the economy or for the employment sector? That we have an economy that is very fast already. Domestic labor is strong, which will be good in the economy. Is it the 19th century? Will be good for the economy, or is it the 21st century? Actually, this will take a hit right now. Why? Because the odds are against the 21st century right now. We don't have much development to do because everyone is up to date already. Plus every costs right now are high. So like I said, we have to take note of the data for this whole week because the data for this whole week is actually focused on labor. Can you type it in there, guys? Labor. Where is it? The data for this whole week is focusing on labor. And with labor, right, you have JOLTS opening, employment numbers. After labor, do you know that after the labor data, that will be that biggest basis of probably Jerome Powell in the government on what will their interest rate um, objectives be in the long run. Another thing from my discussion is that the pendulum effect of all these currencies. As we all know, China is in a crisis right now. Eurozone is having a rate cut objective. Trudeau just said in his speech that Canada is taking a hit because of tariffs of Trump. It's weakening their currency. It's weakening their potential to fight against the dollar. Now, I mean, trade war dynamics says here that China is characterized by retaliatory tariffs and economic strain. It could lead to further global economic instability. What are currencies primarily affected with China? A lot. Everyone is reliant to Chinese products. Why? I mean, Chinese products are very cheap. They have very good production. It's cheap. And a lot of companies are countries like Australia and NZD is actually benefiting from it. If they are taking a hit, then it will be that pendulum or chain reaction towards other currencies as well. You got the idea, everyone? Now, here's one rationale in the effects of Canada and Mexico. Can you see how many exports Canada do in the US towards the US? Imagine if Trump imposes that 25% tariffs to Canada. They export 78% of their products to the US. Will this have a negative effect if they were imposed that much because of Mr. Donald Trump? Yes, you got the idea, guys. Right now, I guess you are now playing minds or detective on what will happen because of this negativity, right? What will happen with USD CAD? What will happen with other imports? Right? What will happen because of them? Well, this is part of the game plan of Trump as part of his negotiational tactics against countries. Take note, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Okay? This is just the tip of the iceberg wherein there are a lot of effects that we need to look into. Because trade wars like this, generally, okay, it's gonna be bearish with euro, bearish with GBP, bearish with AUD, bearish with NZD, USD CAD, it's bullish. Tariff implications, everything is all about tariff implications. Now, another side of the story is the ECB actually just announced until the rest of the year, they will be imposing, I think, a series of rate cuts as well. It is also having a negative effect towards, I guess you know what I mean already, with other currencies, right? So take note, everything that I'm sharing is take it with a grain of salt. So I mean, you might argue it went up It went back up, right? How can it become a negative effect if it went back up? I mean, the fundamental aspect should be your guide to what? It should be your guide to taking or looking into a certain direction towards the market. But like what I always tell my students, we have to be reactive as to the data being released because we have another series of data upcoming um, with like employment numbers. This will be critical for the whole Federal Reserve stance. Will there be hawkish or will they be dovish in their stance? employment change with UD and all. So if you are trading this data, just play it on a base and quote understanding and try to play it in your mind. What are the pros and cons on how will I create a trade idea with it? Okay. So trade wars, yeah, actually it can be that imposition of Trump that they might be having a 0% income tax because of tariffs, because it's part of the government's income generation with tariffs so that they can provide more towards the country. But it depends on what kind of after effects we are experiencing with employment, right? Because like I said, auto electric equipment sectors in Mexico are heavily impacted. Canada's automotive industry shut down because of it. All of these things have a positive and negative effect. So if you're trading currencies, okay, not tackle the effects of tariffs. There are good points, yes. Especially on negotiation. Okay. But there might be a looming crisis also that is waiting to pop with the US right after. So my suggestion for everyone is to always be staying updated. If you want to know more about all this stuff, we have a server in Discord that we share almost every single thing with geopolitical effects, crisis, and all. And right now, impact of the market, it's not actually a geopolitical concern already. It's not already a geopolitical concern, cross-country concern. It is now the effects of tariffs of Trump is now an economic concern for a lot of countries. Biggest question is what will be the data that's going to be released, or what will be the data of the employment numbers, the release of the employment numbers, what will be the numbers, so that we can create a directional bias, because it will play a big role on direction for this whole week. So my suggestion for everyone is to look at JOLTS, look at employment numbers, look at non-farm payroll numbers. If this is still good and this is still strong, that tariffs is still giving more towards the US, meaning they are having stable or stability because of the primarily impact. But let's look into the impacts that it will lead by second quarter. I think that will be the critical impacts that we need to look into. Right now, direction of the market will rely on jobs opening, unemployment, and non-farm numbers. So stay updated with that one. If you want to know more and get to know events and happenings, I hope I gave light on tariffs, the differences on what are the effects and potential now in our week, notes, all others and all. Trade ideas, yes, from that fundamental standpoint, it's pretty much obvious already. Okay, it's pretty much obvious already. Some are asking about cryptocurrency. Yeah, let's wait if Trump will be announcing some regulations on crypto. We have heard and read in the news that he will be announcing some things. China also with DeepSeek right now, it's being there some states in the US just announced that they are blocking off. It might be good for crypto in the long run. So let's see moving forward. And right now ours is the market flavor. And the market flavor that we will to employment, because numbers on what would be inflation. Okay, if your inflation numbers already and employment numbers, I guess the interest rate numbers is easy to predict already. Okay, I hope you got the idea. Especially, I know Vertex people are rich. We have wrong.
Good afternoon.
More. It will increase prices more, definitely. So if prices increase more, then if prices increase more, it's good if people are still buying, but are not buying anymore, and employment is suffering, then I guess that will be bad for the economy. Okay? So that that the biggest on your research. I ask Osren, good afternoon. How you might also in
Yeah,
legal.
as per the discussion was very, very good, a few weeks, but it was a very, very good um, discussion. That's something that you mentioned. I was thinking of another thing. I just forgot on that particular topic. So yeah, pretty much all very, very good. In case of the one that Dad's mentioned a while ago, I invite everyone to join a live session later this evening. There will be a session where a graduate of the Forefront program will be presenting how he passed funded challenge or funded challenges.
All
And
right. So that's exciting as well to watch. Okay. So thank you, Sir Seth, for sharing that. If you want to know more about it, just visit our page. So right now, many thanks again to DuPoint Markets for providing our short but sweet webinar for this afternoon. I hope you learned a lot from our seminar. Actually, we just launched our program Strong Point. It started yesterday. And it's our 3-month program. Right now, we have an upcoming also program Forefront and also PFME. Should you wish to consider being on point with your action, please do send us a message in our page. And again, many thanks to DuPoint Markets for providing our webinar. Do like and share their page, like and share our page as well in Vertex, and try to always be on point. Thank you, everyone. 1 week again of trading. Good luck, and may the odds be ever in your favor. Good night. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you.